What's going on, fam? Salute to the chat and everybody that's here. Back with another live stream. We're going to talk about Tomi Lahren. She went on a very man-hating rant. And what's interesting about this rant, and we're going to take a look at it together, is that she was shaming men for reacting the way that they did to it, because this is a conservative. You know, it's about respecting men. Thank you, Abby. Abby says King Jaye. I like that. I like King Jaye. You got this conservative woman that really does not have a lot of respect for y'all. As a matter of fact, according to her, there ain't a lot of real men around. The majority of y'all are not real men, according to her. But we going to get into it. Make sure y'all like the stream as you come in. Shout out to the moderators and the members of the channel. You can become a member of the channel. All you have to do is click the join button. Shout out to the people that support me on Patreon. And also support me over there on the podcast. You can actually become a member over on the podcast. I didn't know that. Well, I think I kind of did. I didn't think people would join so soon, but they did, you know. I was actually supposed to do recording today, but I pushed the recording till tomorrow. Let's see who's here. All right. Let's see. True ATLN, Nasara, Don, Jolene was good. Vern 85 Sovereign, Abby, Ramir, Brooklyn fan, Rising Animator, Kenny, Renee, Mark, Ted, Angelo, Wesley, JoJo, Tab, Book Out of Case, Young Jay, Charm, Antonio Lee, appreciate the super chat, man. Bella Michelle was good. Mike, T Woods, Liam, Organics, Jeremiah, no, it's Damon, April, Tech Nerd. Appreciate that, April. King, Dambo, Miami, DT Artman. I'm him. Grim. Synchron City Lifestyle. Right, the stream people. Let me just say this too. I saw one jackass in the chat, and yes, I did put you in the corner. Don't come in my chat room asking why Master P is in the thumbnail. Master P did an interview with her. That's why he's in the thumbnail. He did an interview with her. We're talking about men. We're talking about her thoughts on men. She interviewed him, and he happens to be a man. That's why he's in the thumbnail. It all correlates. If you don't like that, then don't click on the video in the first place. If you click on the video just to tell me that you wasted your time and now you sitting in the corner, and if you say something else, you're going to be out of here for good. But we starting this Friday off just right. I mean, I just hate dumb questions. So we gonna get into this video. Let's see. Let's see. This is the video here. People were sending me this, and at first I didn't know why, but then I saw why. I actually saw like a little shorter clip, so I'm like, oh, sheesh. This is supposed to be a conservative, not a snowflake. But let me tell y'all something. This is one of the reasons why women make terrible leaders, because women can get emotional, and they bring that emotion to work, and that emotion that they're feeling affects everyone around them. Because out of all the criticisms that Tomi Lahren gets, she is able to handle them. But the one thing that you can't prepare for is your personal life. And when you are not where you want to be, especially with a lot of women these days, when they feel like they've been disappointed, they lash out. And that's exactly what happened with Tomi Lahren. She lashed out because things aren't the way she thinks that they, should be. So she's lashing out. Thank you, Natalie. I'm gonna get it as a ringtone. I gotta figure out how to do that. Do I record myself and then put it on iTunes or Spotify or whatever? I don't know if you put it on Spotify, but on iTunes where you can go and purchase, you can download people's audios. I have to figure out how to do that. But my laugh has variations. But women, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't care how smart, sharp, witty they are. If they're having man troubles, it's going to affect them. And this is a conservative saying this. This is a conservative. This ain't no liberal snowflake. This ain't a feminist. Well, she might be a feminist. We don't know that yet. What's good, Britt? We don't know that yet. But, I mean, she has a nose ring. I mean, that just told you she's very much so a millennial. And you see how she gets back and forth with the rappers. And she's put up videos, rapping songs. That's who she is. This conservative, I call her on Twitter today. I called her a trendservative. I called Tomi Lahren a trendservative because that's what she is. She's a part of this conservative trend of people hopping on the conservative train to make some money, to get some views. Appreciate that, Shy.
Tomi Lahren should give Charlemagne a call, smirk.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, she likes being around black people, I think, especially black dudes. She wants to be a part of the culture. I just think the conservative thing is a hustle. It's a hustle, one, to maybe get up with a conservative guy. Yeah, I may have to coin the trendservative. Because it's trending to be a conservative. I'm not trying to be no conservative. I mean, if I had a conservative lifestyle, I mean, I'm married, family, middle class, I could see myself fighting for conservative values, Christian, deeply religious, into the faith, things of that nature. But I'm lean more liberal than conservative, more centrist. I'm non-political. I'm not really a political person whatsoever. That's why I don't talk politics, because I'm not a political person. So that's why I am not going to talk politics a lot. It may disappoint some of you, but this is not a political channel. If this was a political channel, then I would speak about politics. I'm not going to speak about something when my channels, like this channel, those are not political channels whatsoever. I'm about giving my red pill perspective.
I like Angela Stanton. She has receipts on liberals.
Okay, cool. All right. We're going to get into this video. So make sure y'all like the stream. All right. And let's take a look at what this trendservative had to say. Let's see, turn this up.
What's up?
Is she taking notes?
I'm gonna let you guys trickle in before I start talking because this is important. So, waiting for you guys to get here. So, normally I do final thoughts and I do Instagram lives and I do rants about politics. There's plenty to talk about in politics right now. Do it every day. It's a great time. But something, as of recently, has been on my mind. And I consider myself a teacher, a helper, someone who could possibly inspire people to be better. So with that being said,
she says she's a teacher. Who is she teaching? Now, I also want to say this too before I get into the video. She was engaged to be married as of this year, but right during the quarantine is when they separated. When they called off the engagement, I believe it's because she wasn't ready to marry, which means she wasn't ready to give up dealing with certain guys. You know?
this is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys.
Oh.
This is going to be this.
Oh, so she's going right at the boys instead of the men. She's serious about this. She is serious about what she's saying right now. She's about to go off on us as men. So let's look at the 100,000th woman try to tell us as men how to be real men.
The summer of canceling boys. Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age from 24 to 36, we've all got issues. Now, I will also say this. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful.
Oh.
All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men.
Oh.
And
isn't that what we've been talking about on, especially for me, the last 5 years? It doesn't matter how successful you are, how attractive you are. You still got women out here who are struggling. They're struggling in the dating department because they're relying too much on their looks, and they're chasing after men. This is like what I believe happened with Tomi Lahren. I believe Tomi Lahren got her heart broken by a guy that she was chasing after. Y'all know women are way more comfortable chasing men. She got played, and she's feeling some type of way. But it's just, it irks me when I hear women talk about how them and their friends have they're attractive, they're educated, they're successful, and they have problems with men. Gee, I wonder why. It's because you have other women attacking men on a day-to-day basis, attacking toxic masculinity. That's what you have going on. It's good, Mello, Ricky, what's up? Shout out to Endgame. And I believe all of this has been going on this summer because she just ended her engagement, and now she probably went to go deal with this other person. That dude played her, and now she's feeling some type of way.
It's that quarantine thingy again. A conservative exposing herself as a feminist.
Yeah, she's coming off as one. Definitely coming off as one. Stop chasing men 2020. How about that?
you have to start looking at that and thinking, if an age range of that many people, including myself, living really all over the country and being blonde, brunette, short hair, long hair, I mean, tan, super white, super pale. I mean, these women range in every body type and everything. They're all successful, they're all intelligent, they're all good people. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It might be men. It might be men. Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men. I talk to my mom about this a lot, and she says, well, maybe it's just the guys in Texas. Maybe it's just the guys in Los Angeles. Maybe it's just the guys. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country. And the age range of about 20 to, I think, about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash. A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention. So,
oh man, she made absolutely no distinctions at all. Now, in the comment section, she did. She's white splaining in the comment section. She's Karen splaining in the comment section, which is hilarious. But she made absolutely no distinctions at all. What happened to that conservative, I'm fighting against feminists? What happened to that? We need to burn our cake for for some of these conservative women. We need to burn our cake for them. She made absolutely, Simps, she made absolutely no distinction between us as men. She basically threw all us under the bus. None of us ain't shit. And she said from the age ranges of 20 and 64, no distinctions at all. This is a conservative. This ain't a feminist. This ain't a left-leaning leftist feminist. This is a white female conservative from the white community. And even she says basically white men ain't shit. Because she could be dealing with black men, but her and her Caucasian friends cannot find a good man in their community. So what you sisters gonna find if y'all hopping over? I'm talking about the ones that's gonna hop over there. If she's dissing all men, which is what she's doing, because she's emotional and she's hurt, it just shows you that either she failed in her attempt to find Mr. Perfect and she's angry at everybody else. 20 to 60, okay. And she's angry at all men because the men she wants don't want her. They used her and then they dropped her. She broke up an engagement with one guy, probably hopped with another guy, and that didn't work out. Stop chasing men that don't really want you like that. It don't matter that you're blonde, you got blonde hair, you have blue eyes. Doesn't matter that you're thin and that you're well known. No one, like a lot of these guys, they're going to get with you, and then after a while they're going to get bored too because they realize you don't have much of a personality and you get on their nerves. So you got no personality, you have no qualities outside of how you look, and you're getting on their nerves. But she made absolutely no distinction between us as men. But you're going to have these guys who are going to be in full cape mode trying to save her when she don't want to be saved. That's not what she meant, bro. She's talking about the liberal men. I think she's talking about you too, clown.
So I am going to help you. And these are some of the things that I've experienced, and these are some of the things my friends have experienced. I'm just gonna lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me. So the first thing, and I've made notes, by the way. I've made notes. This is how invested I am in this.
Shout out to Sovereign.
Because I've been thinking about this for about 2 weeks solid now. First question for men. If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? No, I don't mean are you kind of single, seeing 5 people, dating somebody, still kind of in a relationship, kind of broken up, kind of on again, off again, kind of married, kind of divorced. Are you actually single? That means single. You have nobody. You have no complications. You have no attachments. You are actually single. That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked. And ladies, you should be asking it because in 2020, it's not a given anymore that a guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single.
And she's speaking from experience because I believe she probably got into a situation and realized she was in an entanglement, that she was with somebody, had somebody.
White dudes are going to have to hold this L, man shrugging.
Appreciate that, Shy. How can you not know a man is in a relationship? Now, I know it's hard to tell, but there are some telltale signs. One, don't really want to spend no time together. He has you on a schedule. Okay? You never been to his house. You should be able to pick up on those things. But if you ignore those things, you can't blame everybody else. That men get curved every day. Men that try to hook up with women on a day-to-day basis, A lot of them get curved. But how
Tomi
is it
would be perfect
that,
for
that
bang
these
bus
guys
scenes.
that they are now claiming ain't shit are able to get through? How come y'all end up with the losers, according to y'all? How come you bypass all these other guys, but you end up with the loser who had a girlfriend or a wife? Did the guy that you hooked up with have a wife or a girlfriend? You saw the warning signs, but you ignored it because you think you know everything. You think you're smarter than everybody else, and then you realize that you got played, that you got game ran on you and your friends. And these are supposed to be the upper, higher valued women, quote unquote.
A prime
you always
example
find
of a
yourself in
woman lacking
entanglements?
self-awareness.
Appreciate that, AJ. How you not know the guy is attached? How you not know that? How you not asking questions? How are you not really getting to know that person? Or you're bypassing that because you think you're smarter than everybody else, and you think, well, I'm smart, I'm self-aware, I'll pick this person, and then you get played. You realize he has a whole girlfriend or wife, and you back to being single again. And then you try to go to the exes, and they don't want you either.
Retired 22 years in the military, I've seen women of all groups have issues with men. The grass these days on the other side isn't green.
Appreciate that, L. Nixon. No, it's not. That's why you have to judge people on the individual basis, you know?
So that's the first thing. The second thing that I think is very important that men don't seem to understand. There are very few women out there, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well as from all of my friends and all the women, quite frankly, that I talk to. There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal. She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to actually, here's the kicker, in person, hang out. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, it's COVID. People can't hang out in person. This has not been a 4-month problem. This has been a 5-year problem that I've experienced with men and my friends have experienced with.
No, you must mean what you've experienced with men. How many of you dudes are trying to be pen pals, trying to be pen pals to women in different states, in different countries for years, texting them and you not meeting them? What type of man are you dealing with? First off, you dudes can't be wasting your time with women that you have you know texting and talking to and calling all the time that you have no interest in seeing.
Relationship expert.
Thanks, Abby. Well, she's being one today. She's a relationship expert. All these females, they're relationship experts. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Like that stream. We just getting started. So you mean to tell me, Lauren, that you were texting and messaging men from different places that did not want to meet you? Yeah, he might be in a relationship, or he just might be an overall beta male who doesn't necessarily want to date. He just wants to be friends in his own mind. He think being a friend is going to get him closer to you. But don't waste your time with people that you don't plan on dealing with. Now, again, if you're talking to somebody from a distance and you getting to know each other, that's different from years of it. Who the fuck is on the phone for years and you have no strategic plan of seeing that person? And she claims to be a higher valued woman. If you are a higher valued woman, who are you waiting on? And trust and believe she's screwing other guys. She's screwing other guys behind your back while you're in another whole state thinking that she loyal.
She was a side chick that wanted to be the main chick and she got played.
Appreciate that, Ricky. It's looking more and more like she got played, man. It's looking like she got played. She never thought the day would come where she would get played. And she did, and she don't really like it.
men. Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested. And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend
that, man.
or a husband or a wife or whatever.
Stop trying to be the pen pal, man. Texting every day. Stop it.
He mad son and got dumped off. Cold sweat smile.
Appreciate that, J-Do. Stop being the pen pal.
But that also leads me to my second point. This is going to be backwards for you guys. Make plans. Make a plan. Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly in the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or even just within hours of when you actually want to see them and think that they're going to be available. I personally, once I get home and I take my makeup off and I'm watching TV, I'm no longer interested. So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet, a day or 2 or 3 in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to hang out anymore.
So basically what she's saying is that if you get her number, let's say that you meet her at some place, Cheesecake Factory or Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, wherever people meet each other in the mornings, and you get her number, whatnot, you rap to her, you get her number. I guess if you don't contact her by the end of the day, then she's not interested. Yeah, if he don't contact you throughout that day, he might not be that interested. You know? Maybe he found somebody else.
Tomi put on an act until the chips were down.
Appreciate that, Geo Scholar. What's going on, man? This looks like a personal problem to me. I mean, we only 5 minutes in, but this seems more and more like a personal problem. This just seemed like maybe a guy that she really was attracted to got her contact information and he didn't call back. Maybe one of her friends went through that, you know? But maybe something you said was, you know, he was like, I don't know. Maybe he didn't see the choosing signals. According to the dating coaches, the choosing signals wasn't right. So he didn't know in his mind. He was kind of confused. So he like, man, I ain't gonna call her. Maybe that's what it was. Because
that ship has sailed. Make a plan. I want to hang out with you at this time. It doesn't have to even be a date. I want to see you at this time. Are you free at this time? Or when are you free? I will accommodate my schedule to see you. When are you free? I want to see you. I know it's not rocket science, but men of 2020, it seems like it's pretty difficult for you to figure out. And I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant.
We taking this as a bitter single woman rant. We got too many bitter single women out here. But you're a conservative. You're supposed to surround yourself with men who are not, you know, I would say sheeple, as conservatives will say. You know, men who stand for something and have convictions. You mean to tell me that these guys are not getting your phone number? They're not contacting you? They're not trying to go on a date with you? Do y'all really believe that? Do y'all really believe that men are not contacting them? This, to me, is seeming more and more like a situation where you're pursuing somebody, you're getting their number, and they're not really that interested in you. Stop pursuing men and wanting to date men that ain't interested in you like that. That's what it seems like. It seems that you was attracted to somebody, you talked to them, you wanted to exchange contact information, and they just simply weren't interested. They just weren't interested like that, and it pissed you off. No man who genuinely wants to go on a date with you is going to get your number and not call you, not text you. That doesn't sound right. It sounds like bullshit. Sounds like you're having a personal issue with yourself. And you're trying to say your friends this, your friends that. Your friends are not getting on social media going on a rant. You are. Shout out to Tab. Appreciate that, man.
My plan to send her D pics in the middle of the day as a pen pal.
So players say that, man. Yeah, but again, if you actually wanted, if a man wants to date you as a woman, he gets your number. Let's say he walked up to you, he talked to you, he got your phone number. Are you really trying to tell me that he just didn't show any interest after that? That sounds more and more like you were more interested than he was. And as a courtesy, he gave you his number, y'all exchanged numbers, but it gave him that ego boost. It gave him a big ego boost, and you don't like that. Men get ego boosts too off getting women's numbers. They're not interested in going on a date with her. They're like, man, I got Tomi Lahren's number. I ain't want to date her. Shout out to Jill Scholar again.
I love men. I think men are great. I think men have failed themselves and they failed us. And I'm just trying to help you out because I think there are a lot of really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things and not FaceTime me, I swear to God. Quite frankly, I don't think that there are a lot of women that aren't raging feminists that don't look like Lena Dunham. They're saying these things to you. So I'm going to go ahead.
She's patting herself on the back. She says that looked like Lena Dunham.
Elaborating on my opinion that Tomi Lahren put on an act. She thought she was playing someone and then got played. She got sold a dream.
Thanks, Gio. That's what it looks like, man. And she basically just said it. You got women, man, like Tomi Lahren. There are women out here, right? They love to talk about what we are not doing as men when it comes to relationships. But they fail to talk about the fact that women do not talk about what we as men could do better. They don't say nothing. So how is us as men supposed to know what a woman likes?
Most women don't expect to be
if
rejected.
A woman don't say nothing, she just complains all day.
Men aren't interested. Man, how the grass is green on their side.
Appreciate that, Carl Page, man. But sitting here complaining doesn't help anything. And there's too many women out here who will complain about the problem, but don't really want to do anything to sort of help the situation any better in their lives. They don't take the time to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need to fix certain things about me. They don't do that. They just get on social media and complain. Woe is me. What are these men doing to me? Y'all don't say nothing until you want to get on social media and have a man bashing fest. Now all of a sudden you have all these issues with us, but you haven't said anything all these years.
Ahead and say them because they need to be said. I am really so sick of my friends having to deal with trash men. I am tired of dealing with trash men, so I'm going to help you out. Make plans. So let's go through these lists again because I know y'all love a list. Number 1, are you single? Number 2, make a plan. Nobody wants a pen pal. We want to actually see you. If not, don't text us because it's a waste of our time and we don't want to see it on our phones. Got it? All right. Next thing. Value. Okay.
Well, here you go.
Value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay. If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on with your other girls that have nothing going on. And by nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious, please don't mix us in with the Tatianas. We don't want to be there.
Tatiana.
If that's what you want,
Good to
find
see
them.
you in the building.
Please,
Peace,
for the love of
Grant.
God, do not mix us in with them.
Thanks, Ill Wills, man. Shout out to you, man.
Stacy-2 0.
Stacey Dash became conservative to get a white man. Prove me wrong. But y'all see how she's going with it, man. She's going in on us. She's going. And this is a conservative. She's like, y'all need to stop mistreating me and my attractive, successful friends. Stop treating us like those slores that y'all used to dealing with, that y'all so comfortable dealing with. This is that I'm a high valued woman's, a part of the video. So she's basically saying she's a high valued woman. Okay, why aren't you with the high valued man? Why did you break off the engagement with your ex?
Because we don't want to be there. And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to 5 Tatianas who have nothing going on. Oh. People like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that. And there's almost really no coming back.
Why is she saying Tatianas, man? I told you she's a millennial through and through, man. She might be talking about some brothers too. How many of y'all are starting to get the picture that she's talking not just about the Caucasian guys, she's talking about you black males too. She listens to way too much rap music. Okay? She listens to way too much of this hip hop. She talking about Tatianas. I think she talking about some of you brothers too, man. I think she's talking about us too. She ain't just talking about the Caucasian guys. Cause they would ask her, oh, what's a Tatiana, Tommy? What is a Tatiana? So y'all know who she's referring to. Okay. Y'all already know she's talking about some of you brothers too. Okay.
From it. So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them. And please do not mix us in. We don't want to be there. I promise you.
Well, what about not getting with the guy who has a bunch of hoes? Why don't you stop dating men with a bunch of hoes? Okay? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of, guys out there that she curved that she didn't want.
She's a low value Thoshia.
That weren't chasing the thotties. She's a low value Tatiana. I'm getting that here because it's like, why are you upset? Like, shouldn't you be choosing guys that don't have hoes? Why are you dealing with guys that got hoes? And you're calling them thots or Tatianas.
So value. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on. It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling, but I would say to the men out there, try to maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't care what she does. She doesn't have to be on TV. She doesn't have to be a PhD. She doesn't have to be a television producer. She doesn't have to own her own company, but be ambitious and have something going on.
What I want to know is, what does a woman's job have to do with her being, I wouldn't say valuable to a guy, but what does a woman's job, her having a job or a good job, has to do with
a high woman
finding a relationship?
Care what a low value man does unless she was dealing with them. She got played by a Chad and wants chivalry back. The problem is chivalry was killed by women long ago.
Thanks, Lord Sinister. It's looking more and more like she got played, man. Listen, people get played all the time, man. You're not the only female that's been played out here who fell for the game. But you were engaged to be married no less than about 4 months ago? And you decided to leave that because you did not want to be married to that guy right now. And this is a conservative, people. Even a 27-year-old conservative doesn't want to get married. What does that tell you about the women of today? This is supposed to be a high-valued conservative woman who didn't even want to get married earlier this year. The quarantine broke up her engagement. she wanted to be single again so she can go out there and date the guys that she wants to date, who I am assuming are not very conservative guys. They're the type of guys that she'll date in secret, she'll deal with in secret, but she won't be publicly with them because of her image, image as a conservative white female. But you have to look at the patterns of a person and their personality, the things that they're about,
I won't be too surprised if Tomi Lahren gets booted from Fox News. It happened to Stacey Dash when she went crazy. It could happen to Tomi.
You never know. I don't watch much Fox News. I believe she still has a show on there, but she's been booted off of other places before. But I don't know if they would do that. She fits the mold of Fox News women. Blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. And I just think that she's very much a millennial. No matter how conservative she puts herself out there to be, she's a millennial, through and through. All right, let's get through the video.
Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find. Not the Tatianas who just want to look cute and post Instagram stories. Now, I love a good Instagram story. Y'all know I do. I love a good boomerang. I love a good whatever. But if that's all you do, men, if that's all she does, probably, Houston, we have a problem. I'm just going to let you in on a little.
She's saying stop dating those IG models and start dating these conservative women like her. This is a PSA to you dudes that chase after them Instagram models. And who chases after Instagram models? Who could she be referring to? She's saying stop dating them big booty, big tits, big tatas. I was about to say big chest, and then the T came out. Big tatas. Stop chasing after them. Stop liking all those Instagram pics. Stop being thirsty in the comment section. Who is she referring to? She talking about conservative Brad? Is conservative Brad out here trying to date an IG model? That's what we need to know, man.
Tip. The next thing on my list is this: consistency. It really does not help me or my friends or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans. You don't really care. You kind of fade in and out. You're talking to 5 other Tatianas. Consistency is important. Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine, but I'm going to give you a pro tip. People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given and we're kind of done. I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off. And I don't care anymore. Because at one point, I probably did care. At one point, my friends, they probably did care. They probably did like you because you expressed interest and maybe you were cool and maybe you were kind of fun to hang out with. But if you're not consistent and you fall off the radar, I give you maybe 1 to 2 chances to fix that because I'm a very direct communicator. Women, this is important. I will communicate to you. If your communication isn't great, I will let you know that. I will let you know that more effort is needed. But if you don't heed that warning and I have to warn you twice, I'm done at that point. Because I don't.
That Thoshiana type exists from both liberals and conservatives.
Yeah, I know. Just because a woman is conservative don't mean she ain't. I remember I was looking in a comment section of a conservative, right? Trump Jr. And there was this female, right? She's like a OnlyFans model, and from some of the different posts I saw, she was always commenting in there, man. But you go to her page, man, complete and utter thottery. And this is a white female, okay? So you have your conservative females who, are out here in these streets, and then you got the liberal females that are out here in these streets. There really is no difference anymore.
Really care anymore. Now I'm done. Now I don't care. And I know my friends who are watching this are thinking and saying the same thing because we have these conversations on an almost daily basis. Once you turn us off, we don't care anymore. So let that be a warning to you. You're probably not going to circle back. They always come back. They always come back. But when you're ready to come back, I probably don't care anymore. So if you want to switch up, stay there. Pro tip.
Okay. Who y'all think she talking to, her ex? This seems like a PSA for her exes, man. Y'all know women love symbolism.
This sounds way more logical and reasonable rather than BW saying men ain't ish because men don't deal with my bees. I can reason with this.
Okay, all seeing eye. I just think that she's talking to her ex. I think this is direct either to her ex or to a guy that she hooked up with. She thought she had a future with, and he pulled the future and basically left her in the streets. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like.
My last thing on my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch.
When women
don't
get
be a bitch.
ghosted, they take it hard.
Yes, they do. 8 Mac, they do. They do, man. They don't take rejection very well, man. But we're supposed to take rejection. Yeah.
Don't be a bitch. If you have then failed and you lost a woman of value, like myself or my friends, and then we don't really care anymore, don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? And it's no longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch.
Really?
And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard in which I expect from people. I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? We've worked for those.
Yeah, she's hurt. Yeah, she's very hurt. I think she is very, very hurt. Some guy has hurt her. Y'all know how when we talk about certain things, how we've dealt with women, they'll say, "Who hurt you?" A woman must have hurt you. You need to get healing. But somebody must have hurt her, because this goes against the brand of a white conservative female. This goes against the brand of you to make this video going off on men because the men that you chose
approaching for Ms.
didn't
Lahren.
want you. Shit, that joke, okay. Because the men that you were dealing with didn't take you seriously. Now you going off on all men.
It's much
Have y'all
easier
noticed
to
that?
date younger women with less baggage.
Appreciate that BL&S Holdings.
Okay? We work hard. We're successful. We take care of ourselves. We try to look cute. We have a desire to be something more each day. Okay? That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot. But if you are one of those men out there, and I have them all over my DMs, sometimes I check them, and you guys are like, what would it take to be with someone like you? What would it take to be with your friends? What are girls like you? What are they looking for? I laid them out for you very simply there. Wow. In order to have a shot with a girl like me or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even really have to make a lot of money or have a really fantastic job.
Come on,
you just have to be determined. You have to be in some way successful in that you want to attain some certain kind of success for yourself. You're driven. You have goals. You can handle.
Yo, who believes that shit, man? Come on, man. Let one of these average guys that's not tall. Now, I wouldn't say the most handsome. I would say he's a very average-looking guy. Let's say one of these average-looking guys that he has a decent job. He makes pretty good, good credit. Let's see if he approached Tomi you know, the way that she's saying she wants to be approached, and let's see if she gives that guy the time of day. I highly doubt it. She would not give that guy the time of day. This is bullshit. This is saying one thing and doing another. This is her presenting what she wants, and she's trying to make it seem like it's simple, but it really isn't, because she's only going to want a certain type of guy. She's only going to want a certain type of guy. There are a lot of guys that have probably approached her she had no interest in whatsoever. And they could be all those things that she is looking for, but she never gave them the time of day. If all these men are in your DMs, why haven't you given them a chance then? And then she's trying to make it seem like it's so simple. No, it's not.
Tomi can give me dome. Grin.
Thanks, Real Night. Sorry for the donation. Real Night always says some off the wall shit. Well, I appreciate it though.
A woman with standards, that's not going to turn you off. And you're going to put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends. We deserve that.
Right.
And we will not compromise our standards.
Well, who are your friends?
I tell you this. It will be a cold day in hell
She's
when I
still
chase
talking
a man.
good, Lord.
Get the fuck out of here. Appreciate that, Lord Sinister. Sovereign Renaissance was good. Appreciate that.
Difficult is just a new term for rude, and no one deserves to be treated like that.
Absolutely, it is a new term. It's a new term they're trying to use against us, because we're always to blame when relationships don't work out. Shout out to Morpheus. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, look at her ex. You think she's going to date any guy who's her height? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But the line, you talking about it's going to be a cold day in hell for you chase a man. That's why you making this
Look
video.
up her ex. He is tall and paid.
That's why you're making this video. Because you were chasing. That's why you made this video. Listen, everybody gets curved. It happens. It happened to you. We know this. Look how emotional, well, I'll say emotional, but this, look how, just how you're melting in this video.
And I know that's the same thing for my friends as well. And if my friends are listening and they're thinking about chasing a man, please, for the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough. I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich. We have all dealt with men who treat us like we are not good enough. No, the problem is we are too enough and you can't handle it.
Right.
So those are my checklists. Again.
Right. Well, I want y'all to see what narcissism looks like. Shout out to Marcus Tribble for becoming a member of the channel. Salute to you, man. Salute to Marcus. She talking about how her and her friends are not going to be chasing men. Do y'all really believe this shit? I was looking into her eyes. I could tell she doesn't believe that. I didn't see it there. I didn't see it. I don't believe you. You know, you have women that will say one thing and do another. I can sense it with Tomi Lahren. I can sense it. She's saying one thing, and she goes back and does something else. I truly believe that. That's why she's single. That's why her friends are single. Men are smartening themselves up, and women can't stand it. Women for so long have ran game on men. Men have learned what's going on, and they have adjusted. And women have not been able to figure out how we've been able to adjust.
She is a feminist and doesn't know it.
she has some feminist leanings. You know, I think she's pro-choice, I believe. Too.
Tomi Lahren turns on men. Candace Owens turned on blacks. Tara McCarthy turned on the alt-right. These chicks ain't loyal.
If you're that devil's advocate, they're as loyal as their options, right? They are as loyal as their options. Make sure that y'all like the stream. All right. No, she is. She. Listen, if you're tall, and she considers you to be handsome, she may give you some play. But if you don't have what she's looking for physically, even financially, she is not going to give you any play. I think that it's just like the live stream I just did when I talk about how desperate women are getting for relationships, and this proves it. Because some people would look at that live stream and say, "Well, Jay, you're wrong about this. No one's desperate." This is a video. This video is desperate because you have somebody who's political. They have a political talk show. They are conservative, and they're saying this shit.
Tomi can give me sloppy toppy without the give on chagrin.
Here, Real Night go with this shit, man. Come on, man. It's a family show, man. Real Night, this is a family show, bro. It's a family show. But it's just like the other live stream that I did. Okay? Yes, Barrel, Tiki, I can see right through the lens. I can see right through you because you've been trying to get my attention this whole stream. Yes, I can look into these people's eyes and I can tell whether they're full of shit or not. So salute to the people that's here. We got 600 here. About to take some phone calls. Let's take some phone calls. Hopefully there's no echo this time. All right. Go ahead and call in to the show. Yeah, she says they two enough. If you two enough, how come you're single? Explain that to me. How are you young and attractive like her and you're single? According to her, she's everything that a man would want, but you're still single. And you ended your engagement because you didn't want to be married yet, which means you wanted to be in these streets. Hold on, let's look at the comments real quick too. I'm gonna look at the comments real quick too. Hold on. Yo, you live, what's good?
What's up, Jay? What's up, Red Pill Chat?
Hey, what's up?
Man, I'll keep it quick, man. You always have the best lives. The super chat is blowing up, bro. This is one of your better topics, fam.
Cool, thank you, man.
You know what? Like I said, my testimony with your channel is that you've helped me in my dating life. So, in the Bay Area, very diverse. So I'm dating everything from white to black. But what I do notice with women is that when she keeps saying her friend, Tomi Lahren's that type of chick. If her friends don't approve of you, it's going to be very tough to seal the deal. She's very like the Spice Girls. And that is so annoying having to get along with certain chicks like this Monday through Sunday. Like 7 different females you got to do things with. I hate that type of dating, bro. I hate it. And Tomi, you got... yeah, it's like...
There's a lot of
so
narcissism
can you
in the
imagine
video.
you dating Tomi Lahren? She's like, okay, hey, I want you and me and my friend, we go out and she'll bring a guy and we'll do this together. And then tomorrow, as part of our quote-unquote
open
plan,
mouth, smile, open
on Wednesday
mouth,
we do
smile,
this. Like
open
she
mouth,
has you
smile.
on some schedule. No, you ain't going. Tomi got played by some Brad or by some Malik, and she gonna have to hold this L.
Yep.
But I think her dude is white because I've been looking through her Instagram and social
that was the
media.
guy she was engaged to.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. But yeah, man, shout out to my dude Brad. But now you unleashed another feminist in the society and gonna make it rough on the rest of us.
Okay.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let some of these other callers call because I know they're gonna dig deep. But my main point is that when you're dealing with a Tomi Lahren
She got
type,
burned.
she's
And
gonna
now,
bring her
just
friends
like
with
every
her. So
other
it's like you're
woman, she
dating like
wants to
5
make
other
some
girls at the same time.
BSIM woman her
Watch
new
out for that, fellas.
Warcraft.
And I'm out.
The biological
All right,
clock
man.
is running
Cool, man.
out.
Thanks for the call,
All right,
man.
Jay, have a good one.
All right, man. Yo, you live with Jay the Black. What's up?
How you doing, Jay? Devil's advocate, man.
What's good, man?
How you doing? All right, yeah, man. Tomi Lahren, I tell you, I keep trying to tell people on the right that, listen, just because they freaking talk that talk and they walk that walk and they quack like a duck, don't necessarily mean they freaking goose, man. You know, you gotta be a little bit more selective, man. I mean, I saw it with Sarah McCarthy, man. Like, she was doing the same thing with the freaking alt-right. And she started acting like a feminist, like, because she wasn't getting, you know, her way. And so with, like, Tomi Lahren, like, now she's just waking up and seeing that a lot of dudes not tolerate the same BS no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, men are definitely smartening up. Men are smartening up, man.
Well, the thing is, too, man, I'm gonna spit some game to you, man. You know, I actually came to Washington State from Columbia, South Carolina. And let me tell you how bad child support is for men in South Carolina, man. Let me tell you what happened to Walter Scott.
Okay.
Facebook friends for his freaking daughter. Man, so I was correctional officer in South Carolina in 2009. And in 2009, we had 18,848 inmates in the state of South Carolina. 13.2% of them were in there for the first time offense of missing one child support payment. Now, you might say, well, pay your freaking child support. The problem with the state of South Carolina is that all it takes to get locked up is one missed payment in 5 days. That's it. And you could be locked up. So that's what happened to Walter Scott. Now, we spent $14,545 per inmate in 2009. That means that we spent $36.1 million. And mind you, we only have 5 million people in the whole state. We spent 6 times the dollar amount per person to lock up mostly black men for a first-time offense.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I hear Black Lives Matter. They keep saying Black Lives Matter. It's like, well, you know, Black Lives Matter. And I totally believe that until he owes the child support payment. Then all of a sudden, just like, you know, go ahead and freaking arrest him, huh? I guess that's how that works, right? I mean, it's just kind of weird because no one talks about that. No one talks about the baby mama that got Walter Scott locked up now. You know, no one talks about that.
No, they
But,
don't.
you know, if you ever get the chance, go to the New York Times article about Walter Scott where they mentioned this truck driver named Jamal Holmes. And I want you to go to the comment section. And I want you to read what some of the women were saying about Walter Scott, about how he deserved to die because he owed child support.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we got a mental
Jay,
illness
man.
going on. Okay, well, I appreciate the call, though, man.
Hey, be safe, man.
Chad,
All right,
please unblock her damn
Yo, we
number.
got a
loud,
mental
loud.
illness going on out there. You know, it's getting crazy. Yo, you live. What's up?
I'm live.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Not much. There was a lag in my computer. That's why I was.
Okay, well, make sure you got the computer down. You know, the sound down on your computer.
Yeah. I just want to call in. I'm going to preface this. What I'm about to mention, it's not reflective of how I feel about all women because there are a lot of good women out there, and
Right.
this is strictly about Tomi Lahren, just strictly about her. I look at her, I see somebody with a major entitlement problem. I see somebody with just, you could tell she grew up being a spoiled brat. But it's like, yeah, she probably has conservative views, but I can also tell that she's using those conservative views to play people. She's trying to play. I think the thing is she was out there trying to play people, and then somebody sold her a dream, as you had mentioned, and I got that from you. You mentioned something about some women being sold dreams.
Yeah.
She got sold a dream, and she's mad because she probably grew up her entire life thinking that she can get anybody she wants because, you know, her looks and all of that.
Yeah.
And then she got hit with a dose of reality. It's not all about looks. You got plenty of You got plenty of good women out here who are marriage material and who would, and there are plenty of women out, like, I gotta slow down. You have plenty of women out there who are marriage material, who make good wives. Tomi Lahren's not one of them. And she got hit in the face with reality. She thought she was playing somebody, and she got played, and now she's mad. She's more, and I think about this. She's basically Stacey Dash 2.0 at this point.
Yeah, it's more of a career than a lifestyle. I can tell you that. Like they can say, like with Stacey Dash, you know.
Stacey, you know, because someone said in the chat, Stacey Dash, she grew up getting whatever she wanted, but now Stacey Dash is getting to a point where she can't do that much longer. She's now Stacey Dash, she's an extreme case. But Tomi Lahren, I think she got hit with a dose of reality, and she's salty about it. And now, I'm not gonna lie, there really are some trash men. There really are some trash men out there. But I get the feeling Tomi Lahren, she's just exposing herself as a spoiled brat.
Yeah,
and this is why I will not be surprised if her show on Fox News gets terminated sometime later because of this.
I mean, we'll see. But she definitely pissed off a lot of people if you look at her comment section.
Think about this. The lion's share of Fox News audience is men. A lot of men tune into this show. And you can't go and insult insult half your audience and stay on there much longer. That's why I say she's there. I will not be surprised if she gets cut. Because think about this: Stacey Dash, she was able to get on Fox News and say a bunch of dumb stuff because, you know, not many of us black people watch Fox News. But when she started just acting crazier and crazier and crazier, they had to let her go. Yeah. Tomi Lahren could get some more doses of reality.
I mean, she could, you know. But hey, bro, I gotta go to some more calls. But I appreciate you calling in. All right.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, take care, man. Yo, you live. What's good?
JD, what it don't do, man? It's that Cali Bay cat.
What's good, man?
I ain't no telling like Jack told Helen. Hey, that Tommy a damn fool. She online, she catting, she going crazy. You know, hey, just her name is a fool. That Tomi Lahren sound like some female Tommy Hilfiger. Hey, she going crazy. She setting it up. The feminist movement is something crazy. You know, I mean, shit. Wipe the ass and flush that shit. She's going 18 things. She's going 18 studio on everything. I mean, what's that old saying? Throw a rock at a pack of dogs. The one that barks is the one that got hit. She going ham on everything. Hey, glaze that ass. She's going crazy. I mean, hey, she either with a bottom shelf Brad, she either got played by bottom shelf Brad, or she was down the hall catting with Jamal. She hot. I mean, with the Tatiana, I mean, she might got some sister homegirls, you know, on the side, on the low, don't nobody know, you know. She going crazy on everything. She just, yep. Hey, I see that picture you got of her with Master P in the background. It ain't no coincidence that album says Incubus. Ain't that a bitch, you know? I forgot which one, you know, Incubus or Succubus, you know, female or male. But, you know, while I be told, you know, Tommy probably the biggest freak out there, you know? Ragdoll head, going crazy.
Probably so. Yeah.
Man, gonna go crazy though. Have a cool one, man. Have a solid weekend.
You too, man. Thanks for the call, bro.
Yeah. Yee.
All right, man. Yo, you live. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Jay? This is Dom. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. What's up with you, man?
I'm good. Man, when I first saw Tomi Lahren stream, I was straight up wild because I'm like, you have just destroyed your career over some dude who didn't really matter.
Right.
Like one guy said, a high-value person isn't going to care what a low-value person does.
Right.
They're just going to move on and keep it going. They're not going to think about all the bad things that have happened because bad things make you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just crazy
Yeah,
that she's this mad over this one guy.
Right.
And then, for another thing, all the things that she put on her list, time and time again, men have tried, and there are still some women who don't follow those rules, or they get put off in the friend zone as needy or just not Chad enough for them.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something that other women need to change, because if you're going to make this list of these things that you want and are not going to follow it, why make the list in the first place? I mean,
and thing is though, she'll end up getting with somebody that doesn't even fit most of the stuff that was on the list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the list is a mute point, because you literally pass up a dude who was running for a California Congress seat, a 6-something, making all this money for another dude, because obviously it sounds like she tried to have her cake and eat it too, like a lot of women do nowadays. Not all, but a lot. And she just got burned, and now she's mad.
Yeah, big mad.
That's what it sounds like. And my thing is, you can't blame all men for your dumb mistake.
It's like they tell us not to blame all women for our, for the what we've done, people that we've dealt with,
Why are you blaming us? Because, I mean, like you've already said, ain't no way in hell she's going to try to go after no average guy. She will always, like a lot of women like her, try to level up. She tried to level up and failed, and now she's gotten in her feelings. And this whole live stream about her going in on men is not going to look good to Fox News.
No, it's not. That's why she in the comment section doing damage control. Didn't even take the video down because she likes the fact that it's being shared, because she really thinks that she didn't say anything wrong. Maybe to some people she didn't say anything wrong. Maybe she was right. But if this is how she is publicly, imagine what she has said privately. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, I mean, she may have good talking points, but what she's done overall is strictly unprofessional. Not to say that I watch much Fox News, so I can't really say about that level of professionalism, but this is just no. Just no. But that's all I had to say, man.
Okay, man. Well, thanks for
the
call,
taking
bro.
my call.
All right.
All right.
All right, man. If y'all want to go and see Tomi Lahren's video, that's the link to her video. Y'all can go and check that video out. If y'all want to know why I'm speaking about what I'm speaking about, she called men trash, and she basically was like, most men between the ages of 20 and 60 just aren't good men. They're not real men, which would encompass a lot of men. Yo, you live? What's good? Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, it's Mellow Bird.
Hey, what's going on? All right.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it short.
All right.
Her birthday is next week. She's gonna turn 28.
Okay.
So, I think she's realizing that she only has 2 more years until she hits the 30.
Yeah.
And she's not caught up with where she thinks she should be.
And
it's eating at her, and you see the manifestation of that through that video.
Right.
When you listen to it, it sounds like she's 6 years behind. The stuff that she complained about is things that women who are 22 would complain about, or even younger. So it really shows how behind her mindset is. Because I'm the same age as her, and I don't talk anything like that. I don't say those things, and I don't believe those things.
You don't call women Tatianas?
No, I don't use that. No, I don't believe any of that stuff she says. It really shows how behind she is and why she is where she is now. But that's all I had to say. All right, great show. Thank you.
All right, Mello. Thanks for the call, all right?
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Mello with the call. Dating is hard for a lot of people, but people make it worse. because of their choices, and they don't take the time to heal and figure out what's good long term. They just think short term. Oh, this person looks good, I'm gonna date them. But then that person don't have zero qualities and they are not a joy to be around. Then what? Then what? You know? Then you're back to being on the date market again. Yo, you live. What's up?
What up, OG, man? You know I got to say something. Hold on
okay.
1 second, though. Give me 2 seconds. I got to put the sun out. I got to put the red pill in and something.
Okay.
But nah, check this out, man.
All right.
This is how 99% of the Americanized women gonna be, bro. Look, check this out.
Mm-hmm.
When it's what happens when you mix feminism with hypergamy and all that type of stuff. Everybody, every girl, all races gonna lose, man. Men getting tired of it, men waking up, and it is what it is. Now check this out. Now, don't you find it ironic that on this whole video she going off on dudes, right, calling them bitches and saying, oh, if you date more than one woman and all this. When you talk to a girl, what's the first thing she said? I'm dating around. How come when a dude do it, it's an issue?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. Women are slowly realizing men not playing them games no more, and they losing their mind. They losing their minds, man. It's only gonna get worse. I'm gonna say it like this: if she complaining, we ain't explaining, bro. You better have to understand. And this something else too. They always talk about their achievements and their accomplishments, but you never hear them say that they submissive or they gonna do what pleases a man. Only in America will a woman be shamed for being a so-called pygmy. Doing what make a man happy is being a pygmy. And all I'm gonna say is, man, either they gonna change the behavior or it's gonna stay like this, man. America's gonna be full of single, lonely women soon. Man. Just a matter of time. But that's all I wanted to say, man. Hey, the stream lit, man. It's lit.
All right, cool.
Thanks. Fires in this joint.
Cool, man. Well, thanks, Jojo, for the call. All right.
All right, OG.
All right. Shout out to Joe with the call. Like the stream, you know. Yeah, I wanted to highlight this topic, man, because I think it's very interesting, the mindset of this is why millennial women are some of the most difficult women to date, because they have this mindset and they think they're right when they're actually wrong, and it affects them dating wise. They don't think that they could go years without having a boyfriend. They're gonna find out. Yo, you live. What's up?
Hello, Jada Black. I just wanted to first say I hate this chick.
Okay.
I do not like her at all. I just her video just had me triggered. But I just wanted to make some points, because she said that she has some notes, and I have some notes right here too. Okay. So my notes, number one, is I really hate this I don't need a man era type of thing that I'm getting from successful women. Have you noticed that career women have this, I don't need a man, I don't need him to do this for me, I don't need a man for this, I don't need a man for that. But then they turn around and they say, well, how come I can't find a man?
Right.
That's why.
Yes,
That's why you can't find a man, because you've already gave off this energy like you don't need them. And then the other thing is that I've noticed that a lot of these women that are successful, they have money, they also feel like, okay, well, since I have more success, that means that I can double down on my standards. I can have these outrageous rules, and I can tell men that they have to be a vegan, they have to have a six-pack, they got to have a seven-figure, they got to do this, they got to do that. I'm just like, girl, that's not important.
Right.
If the guy is not cheating and he's not doing anything to make you think that he's a bad dude, then why do you have to have all of these wacky, unnecessary standards?
Right.
And if it's not that, then, let me just say this. Degrees don't keep a man. Degrees does not make a man want you. I know a lot of women that are on their third degree still single. Don't get it twisted. Degrees do not keep a man.
No, they don't.
And, this chick right here, Tomi, she doesn't understand that.
No,
she doesn't understand that those degrees do not keep a man. And my last point is, if you're not finding luck with one type, switch types. That's simple. It's that simple. Switch types. That's it.
Right.
You know, that's
And
all I had to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call. All right.
Thank you. Thank
All right.
you. You have a good one.
You too. All right. I think that if people don't understand that you have to adjust when it comes to wanting to find somebody, you are going to be single and lonely no matter how you look, because there's going to be a tier of people you don't want to date, and then there's that tier of people you think you deserve. And a lot of times people get stuck at what they think they deserve instead of looking at the people who actually have what they're looking for. You know, don't mean those people are ugly. It could just mean that you're looking for something that you're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get. Do you really want to do that? Yeah, you're live with Jada Black. What's up?
What's going on, partner? Southwest on the phone. What's poppin'?
What's good, Southside?
Not much, man. Not much. I'm going to throw my 15 cent in real quick.
All right.
But I appreciate the last girl for throwing her 12 cent in. I appreciate that. But she goddamn know. Women can't just change what they like at the drop of a hat or the drop of anything for that matter. That's not how y'all work. That's not how humans work. Unfortunately, we like what we like, regardless if it's ultimately detrimental to us. They're not gonna truly realize that until what one of the other dudes said. I think you probably said it. And they ain't gonna realize until way later from now, 10, 15 years. They 38, 40, and now like, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and try to date someone that's my height. I could date someone that's my height instead of someone who's ridiculously taller than me. I don't mind. Not realizing it's too late, partner. Too late. You know what I'm saying? The lack of hubris is the thing. Jay, okay, in your opinion, what would it take for individuals like Tommy here to see faster that, okay, you know what, I'm fucking up. It's me. I need to open up the chest cavity and do some tinkering. What do you think would cause that mental reaction?
Honestly, man, it's going to take her getting disappointed over and over again. It's going to take failures. It's going to take her getting dumped. It's going to take her getting older. Because I notice women change up once they get 40. Now all of a sudden, they look back on their life like, damn, like all these years that went by, I'm still single. And now you got to compete with younger women who these guys' attention are on. You know?
Hell yeah. And the thing is, I'll say this one more thing. I'm going to leave it to you. She said all of those things about her quality, her value, and none of that was interesting. None of that I heard. It was, yeah, you know what? I can talk about that on some pillow talk type shit for a little bit. No, nothing she displayed was worth conversing about. Was something that would keep me in a room with her, or anybody for that matter. Anybody. That doesn't matter. Like your accolades, nothing. Nothing. I mean, bring up anime. Like bring up anything. Bring up something that's actually worth a conversation of high-minded individuals. No, nobody wants to talk about none of that. Your accolades, none of that shit. None of that shit. On that note, y'all like the goddamn stream. Y'all goddamn donate if y'all can. You ain't giving this shit out free. Peace out, y'all. Love you.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. All right. Yo, you live. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Jay? Big Boss Calvin.
What's good, big boss?
Hey, what's good? Hey, man. I gotta say this. I mean, ask Tomi Lahren. I would say the other word, but I'm trying to keep you on.
Yeah.
But
family show.
The Tatiana thing. Now, I would say this. That's funny how she said that. And I took it. I said, "This bitch, is she racist?" Seriously, because I think she feels some type of way because the dude, she played herself. Let's just say that. But I think she feels some type of way about melanated women because why would you say Tatiana, whatever the hell, is like.
Yeah, she's a millennial, man.
This just goes to show you.
Yeah, she's a millennial.
Yeah, I'm 37, so I'm like older. I got 10 years on her. Okay,
yeah.
But this goes to show us something that to all those pro swirlers, especially, to the melanated people that I'm speaking to, The grass ain't green
I
on the other
follow
side.
Tomi Lahren.
Because
I
you see a
don't
whole
agree with
shitload of
everything
problems in the
she
white
said,
community.
but she has
I'm
a
gonna keep it
point
real
on
with
some
you.
of the things she said.
So it doesn't matter what race female is or a male is. You got to look at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at yourself, and you do got to take personal accountability. I'm not saying that the person who wrongs you is absolved, but you got to look at yourself. You got to look at patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And these females, I'm going to tell you something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I had this female that I met through Facebook dating app, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's asking me, she talked about her sad story. I'm like, for the first 20 minutes, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to not be, big boss, coward. I have no problem being red pill with nobody, but I'm trying to get her, so we can connect. She's like acting like the FBI. I said, you work for the FBI? She started laughing. I'm serious. Well, I got hurt. I said, do you know how much I got hurt? Do you know how much men have been hurt? Yeah. You know, men have to go out there. And I said, y'all starting to understand what men deal with.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. And my thing is, she's asking, what can I give her? I said, that's the problem. What can you give to other people? You got to stop thinking about what you're entitled to. Right. But she couldn't understand that. And she's like, she lied about her age.
Oh, boy.
She said she's like 39, but I think she's older than that. But she's cool as too. And guess what, man? She had an issue with me because in the line of work I do in, I'm a foot fetish photographer.
Okay.
So I meet different women, take photos of their feet.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing.
She think you trying to holler at them girls, huh?
Hey, man. Yeah, they holler at me more. So ever since I started doing that, taking that path.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing I got to share.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me, am I seeing someone? I said, well, I'm a single guy. She said, I got to commit to her. A man has to commit to her and be loyal to her. But I'm like, what are you doing? Because I asked, this is what she thought. Let me ask you questions. All of a sudden, she wanted to change. Don't want to change the conversation because she had something to do. I call her now. She wants to play the high school phone game. I said, whatever. I text her. I said, whatever. You enjoy your life. Blah blah blah. You're not going to get it until too late.
She's something else.
The thing. My thing is, I looked at this heifer's page. Mm-hmm. She got a sausage crowd. And she's showing off her Mustang stuff that she probably cannot afford. Talking about she's blowing out of control. Okay, if you got money like that, why are you showing all them expensive possessions out in the open like that?
That's what they do, man. That's what the materialism era that we are in. That's what they feel like they have to compete with other women, you know.
But the thing is, people who I know who got bread, and I'm talking about both sides of the coin. They don't be sure. They're very conservative. They just dress in their everyday clothes, don't have to prove to nobody. Because when you make it, you don't have to answer nobody. Mm-hmm. So it's just this narcissism that I know for most of them. I deal with that BS with women in my family, and I'm pretty sure you do too. Mm-hmm. And I'm like at this point, I said, don't ask me for no advice. Don't ask me for a man's point of view, because I'm going to tell you the truth. I treat y'all like white folk. Because I call women, particularly melanated women, the white people of the black community.
Oh, boy.
I call them the white people of the black community. Because they don't want to listen. They think they're always right. You tell them the honest facts and truth with the receipts, and then they're going to get in their feelings. Get all super sensitive.
That could definitely be a conversation for another day, bro. But I appreciate your call. I'm trying to get some more of these other callers, okay?
I got you, man. Great. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
All right, thank you,
Keep fighting a great fight.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
I will. I'll try, Big Boss. All right, shout out to Big Boss Calvin. A lot on his mind. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, Jay, man, hey, y'all boy, look here, man. Let me talk about Tomi right quick.
Uh-huh.
First of all, this is architect, and do something good with that $4 I sent you. But here's how I feel about Tomi right quick.
Oh, you donated just now? Okay, appreciate it.
That was me, man. Been rocking with you for like 5 years?
5 years? 5 years?
Bruh, back in Ibmore days, MGTOW days, bro. Like way back in the G, bro.
Oh, that's
I'm talking
up.
2015, bro.
Okay, that's what's up.
So let's kick some ballistics right quick. So when I first noticed that Tomi really wasn't shit was on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah when she said, and I quote, when Trevor Noah asked her, hey, so if you are a protester, like, what can you do to protest since you can't, take a kneel or you can't do this, that, and third? What can you do? Tomi said, and I quote, I don't know. I'm not a victim. And she ended it on that. But you can talk about how a man can treat you or who is valuable enough to even talk to you. Look, this is probably the only shit I believe this bitch on. Because you can't talk politics. You pretend that you don't see mainly black pain and what, us people are really struggling over. You don't see our dealings with Karens every goddamn 24 hours. But you can tell us how a man is supposed to treat you and why you so valuable. Listen, she doesn't realize how much of stuck up, freaking overly privileged, and pretend like that word doesn't even exist to them nowadays, but she doesn't know how much of a Karen. She's a hot-ass Karen, but that don't make her no less stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look, black men out there at the sound of my voice, and white ones too, don't front. If you met a bitch like Tomi Lahren, and she was actually of the right personality, of course, you know what I'm saying? But this girl is so dumb, it's unattractive. And why would I listen to that from you? Why would I take your dating advice from you when you don't give a fuck about black pain and black struggles, but you'll talk about guns and your flag like that's the most important thing in the world. You don't care about pain. You don't care about politics, real issues. But you can tell us how to value your... Bitch, get the fuck out of... Excuse my French, because I don't use those words these days, but you know how I feel, man.
Yeah.
Hey, this Market Tech, that's all I got to say about that, man.
All right, man.
Out.
Cool, man. Thanks for the call and support, all right?
Yeah, bro. Save my number. Let's link later. Hold on. All right.
Peace. Shout out to the brother. Rockin' with 5 years. Shout out to all the people day one. Shout out to all the day one people, man. I don't know. I'm not a victim. Wow, Tommy. And this rant you went on didn't help because you're trying to give men advice how to be real men. Because women have played, not all, but there's a lot of women, who, especially a lot of like feminist, leftist women, they've played a role in just trying to destroy masculinity, And now they want to know where the real men at. Well, you've helped destroy them. That's where the real men at. You've helped destroy them. You destroyed them. And you're looking for the good men, the real men. But you, in this generation of weak males, have helped to destroy men at every turn. Men apologizing, men bending the knee. You have wives turning on their husbands because they don't want to get the criticisms of their husband or spouse standing up for themselves. Everybody want to live their life through social media. Everybody want to be liked. Well, guess what, Tommy? The reason why you're not with nobody is because a lot of people just don't like you. Even if they're attracted to you, even if they want to sleep with you, they don't want to deal with you long term. They think you are entitled. They think that you are detrimental to their mental health. So they're not, they definitely don't want to be quarantined with you. Definitely don't want to be with you 24/7 because I can only imagine. I can only imagine being around Tomi Lahren all day. How that would go. Wouldn't go very well. Ready to leave. Oh, Jessica, I'm sure she's not in the minority. I'm sure she is not in the minority. There are other women who agree with her, who have her mindset, and they single too. They're single too. They can't get. Listen, she basically said that her and her friends can't get a man. That tells you everything you need to know. That both her and her friends can't keep a man. They might can get one, but they can't keep one. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. Women make it very difficult for themselves to get a man when they act the way that they do. They make it difficult on themselves. They make it difficult on themselves. You can't just be looking to blame somebody because you're making your own relationships difficult. It's easy to blame men, but the difficult part is trying to fix who you are inside so you can avoid those problems that you're going to run into. The problem that you have not been able to heal from your past situations. You have not been able to heal, so what are you doing? You're deflecting onto other people. It's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. Instead of you looking deep inside yourself and saying, you know what? Instead of me worrying about what my friends are doing, which I don't believe it. Honestly, I don't believe she's speaking for her friends, because that says a lot more about her friends than it does her. That your friends are struggling to date too. So I think this was mainly just about her venting about the problems that she's going through when it comes to dating, and the fact that there are a lot of men that don't take her seriously. Well, you have to make them take you seriously by taking yourself seriously. You have to take yourself seriously. Stop playing games. You only get one life. What are you going to do? Are you going to make it difficult? Or are you going to try to have as much fun as you can and be able to find what you're looking for, which is love, right? You're looking for love, aren't you? Because the way you're acting, it doesn't seem like it. It seems to me that you thought you were smarter than everybody else, and you realize these guys can play games with you too. These guys can go out and run a game on you, and you wouldn't even see it coming. And it bothers you. It bothers you that there are men who are actually smarter than you, that you can't play games with. You know? But you can always look to better your situation by working on yourself first instead of trying to find a man. There's too many people out here, especially there's a lot of women that are looking for a man when you need to look for yourself. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. And that's why you're where you're at. Because you haven't found that self-love. You'll never find that self-love if you are continuing to not heal. If you are doing what Tomi Lahren is doing and you're going on these rants, right? You just have not been able to take the time to heal and become a better person. And what happens in the process is that you deflect so much that one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be miserable. You're going to be alone, and you're going to have been alone for quite some time. You know, Lil Wayne's new girlfriend, right? Lil Wayne's new girlfriend was single for 10 years. Now, if y'all know who his girlfriend is, you're probably going to say, well, it's because she's a bit of a big girl, okay? She's a BBW or whatever, right? But I also think that she may have been single for all that time because, one, she's a single mother probably. That may play a part into it. And two, she probably has very ridiculous standards for herself. And I believe she lowered those standards. Not to say lowered it just to be with Wayne, but that she's with a guy who was just in a relationship with a female who does the same thing she does. They might even be cool with each other, or may have been cool with each other. And that was okay, because that's how badly she wanted to be with Lil Wayne. Now she's taking photos with the guy and just being all, inseparable with them, And there are women who will go through a long time being single because they have certain things that they're looking for, and they have certain guys that ain't looking for them. They're looking for certain guys. Those guys aren't necessarily looking for them, and that's what we are. We're looking for what we cannot obtain. Now, we can obtain those. There are ways. I think for us as men, because there are more women out here, we can get what we seek, right? But we don't get butthurt to the degree that like the Tomi Lahrens will get if they don't get what they're looking for. Because, see, we know about getting curved. We know about getting rejected. But it's difficult when you're used to getting what you want and the type of guys you want to deal with rejection, to deal with guys who they don't even want to meet you. They're just pen paling you, as she said in her video. They're not even trying to go and meet her, go and see her. They're getting her number and not even calling back. That's a guy with low interest. Okay? That's a guy with extremely low interest that ain't interested in you like that. You're more interested in him than he is in you. And I think a lot of women find themselves in that situation, you know, because they're looking for somebody that ain't looking for them. And then it becomes everybody, you know, it's everybody's issue now that these guys don't want you like that. Like, when did it become our problem? That, you know, that the guys that you want ain't checking for you like that, you know? I know we have standards, man, but a lot of women, if y'all don't want to be single and miserable, because there are men who will make that happen because they won't deal with you like that. You need to understand where you are in the world and what you want, you know? Because if you don't, then again, it's going to be very difficult for you to find what you're looking for. You cannot shame men and force men into liking you, especially the ones that you want. We all know that a lot of women want a small amount of men, which makes it even worse. So I don't want to hear no complaining. If you are actively out here trying to deal with men who you know are not, who don't have a high interest in you, you're wasting your time trying to get a guy that has no high interest in you. You settle for being a side chick or a jump off because that's pretty much all you're going to be able to get from that guy. You're not really going to get anything else from him. But then you have those that will get on social media and they will make it about us as men having to do better. Us having to change, you know, us having to do better. We need to fix ourselves and be real men. What's good, Queen Meek? Let's see you looking in the chat again. Then we got the Tomi Lahrens of the world that are gonna tell us how to be real men. Speak to your friends. Speak to your friends. Ask your friends why they're having such a difficult time. Ask your friends why it's difficult for them to find a real man. Ask them. Ask them why they're having such a tough time. Instead of coming to us, why don't you go to them and try to figure out what's going on? You may have better luck there. You're not going to have very good luck chastising and pointing your finger at men and saying, you know what, it is on you to fix this. You need to do better. You need to be a real man. Like, what? Have you talked to your friends and actually asked them why they can't seem to get in relationships? All they're telling you is that they are educated, they're successful, they have good jobs and degrees. Is that all they're telling you? Because something isn't adding up. It can't always be our fault. Yeah, there are a lot of males out here who are weak, who are effeminate, who are bitch made. We all know this. There's a lot of weak, cowardly, submissive males out there that make us all as men look bad. You got a lot of simp males who roll out the red carpet for any woman they come across because they want validation for that woman. We know this. We know that listen, why would I sit up here and defend one of my friends if he out here simping his ass off for a woman that doesn't want him? Why would I even waste my time trying to defend and say women should still want to be with him? No, the guy's a loser. He needs to shape up. I'm not going to defend him. He needs to work on himself first before he comes to me talking about how he has everything going on. But bro, you're a pushover. You allow women to disrespect you. You allow women to clown you. You allow women to use you. And then you still want to act like you don't know what's happening. You want to defend the actions of every woman. You know, you're one of those believe all women. You're one of those male feminist minded types. Of course, I'm not going to give you advice you want to hear. I'm going to tell you to shape up, or don't ask me for advice. Because you are where you are because of the way that you carry yourself. It's simple as that. Obviously, some of your friends, Tommy, they are making it worse for themselves, but they're telling you a different story. Of course, they're going to tell you that they did nothing wrong and that it was always the man's fault. It's always the man's fault. We've got it down to a science to where it is always up to us to be able to take the blame, the brunt of the criticism when it comes to these relationships failing. We always take the criticism. We're so used to it. That's why you have men who say, screw it. I don't want to date anymore. I don't want to be in a relationship. I may casually date, or I may have women in a rotation or whatever. But other than that, I'm not going to seriously consider dating at all. I don't want it. I want to deal with women as less as possible. And men are making those decisions every single day because they see no value in trying to date any modern day female. These are facts. Some of you may not like it, but that's just how it is. If you want to know from my perspective as a male as to why you're just not getting chose, it is because a lot of guys just don't see the value in trying to date you. They don't. They don't see the value in trying to be in a relationship with you. They would rather deal with you less and less and only deal with you when they want to smash something. But when it comes to a relationship, they're not interested. And a lot of women just are not giving these guys anything to work with. And I'm talking about the ones who have their everything together. I'm talking about the guys who are not weak-minded, guys who, again, have everything, have themselves together. A lot of guys just are not, they don't want to waste their time and their mental sanity to deal with women who clearly are not taking accountability for where they are. But we can still point the finger. We can still blame men. We can still say, you know what? We need to believe women when they say these men ain't doing it right. We can't look in a mirror and say that we're messing up because that goes against girl code. We have to keep the attention on men because they're the ones that are doing it wrong. They're the ones that are messing up. They're the ones that need to be fixed. There's a lot of, we need to fix men going on. Everybody wants to fix men. Everybody has an issue with how men are. Toxic masculinity. What about the toxic femininity? What about the fact you have women out here who absolutely refuse to make the necessary changes in order to find a suitable mate? They want to blame their exes for why they are where they're at. Their exes could do the same thing, but those men will be shamed. They'll say, why are you talking about your ex like that? That's a female. You need to be a man. Take accountability. You're not going to see nothing nowhere where, you have men, for the most part, who are going to get, I don't want to say back up, but they're going to get praise for standing up for themselves and saying, listen, I did all I can do. She needs to work on what she needs to work on. You're not going to see that. I saw a clip of this court show, right? I think it was paternity court. And there was this guy, right? He was in there. That was a woman that claimed he was the father of her 2-month-old, right? And when the results came back that he wasn't the father, the judge still wanted to chastise him, and but she had to chastise the woman. But she still felt the need to chastise him and say he was playing games with her. Oh, really? There's no worse game in the world than a woman that you're, I'm believing, engaged in a relationship with that's dealing with other men but wanting to say you're the dad. And what makes it even more weirder is that the woman didn't even have a birth certificate signed, because she already knew this guy wasn't a father. But the other guy that she was dealing with is probably somebody she's either embarrassed about or probably somebody who's married to one of her friends, maybe one of her siblings, or in a relationship with somebody she knows. Maybe it's her boss and she doesn't want anybody to find out. So she wants to pin that young one on this guy who clearly believes he's not the father. But they're going to find a way to chastise the guy because he made her do it. And that's where we're at. That's where we at. You know, he made her do it with his games, okay? And that's where we are. He made her do it. He made her go out and cheat with other men unprotected and have another kid. I think this woman has 5 kids when I saw. You know? I mean, it could be fake, but is it? Nah, bro. That's very much so reality. That's very much so reality. The woman was crying. Let me tell y'all something. When you see women crying profusely and pointing the finger, 9 times out of 10, she's lying. She's lying her ass off. She knows who the father is, but she's ashamed. Don't want nobody to know that she's sleeping with her boss. Or the husband of one of her friends. Shout out to Saliva. But we got to fix ourselves. All right. That's all we can do. Hold on a second, people.
A lot of blue check marks are limiting comments, lying face.
Oh, you gonna see that? Well, that's because they don't want pushback, you know? They don't want.
Both women and men got to take blame for this war.
But that's it for me, people. That's all I have to say. All right. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you've liked the stream. Go subscribe to my Basic Social Politics channel. That's the other channel that I put content on. Also, go check out the video I posted today about this Instagram model that wants men to forget about her thought ways. So y'all go and check that out, man. Shout out to everybody that donated. Shout out to the moderators, the members of the channel, everybody that supports what I do here. It was a very good stream, man. It's a very good stream. The email's in the description as well. If y'all want to see topics or videos that I can break down live, you know, make sure that you send it to me. All right. All right, people. I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.